In Inception, a masterpiece of narrative complexity that makes even the brightest minds feel like they're navigating a maze of dreams after a night of too much pizza, we're introduced to a world where the human mind can be navigated and manipulated through dreams. Don Cobb, portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio, stands at the center of this world as a skilled extractor, a thief who invades dreams to steal secrets, making him the ultimate snooze-button bandit. Cobb's talent has made him a valuable player in corporate stealing, but has cost him his family and peace of mind as he's haunted by the loss of his wife, Mal, who tragically took her own life, leaving behind one last note saying, "Don't forget to pick up the dry cleaning." Welcome to the world of Inception, a cinematic labyrinth where the only thing more intricate than the plot are the dreams themselves. Don Cobb, a man with a haunted past and a particular set of skills, navigates this labyrinth as a professional dream infiltrator. His job? To extract or plant ideas in a person's subconscious, a process that's as ethically murky as trying to find your way out of a corn maze with a blindfold on. Cobb's life is a tapestry of loss and regret, primarily woven by the memories of his late wife, Mal, Marion Cotillard, who tragically died believing their reality was just another dream layer, which is probably why she was never really into redecorating the house. This tragedy not only burdens Cobb with guilt, but also makes every dream heist a walk on a tightrope over his own psychological abyss, which, let's be honest, is a bit more dramatic than the average midlife crisis. Inception, the art of planting an idea rather than stealing one, is considered impossible by most, like trying to convince a cat that water is its best friend. But when Sato Ken Watanabe, a powerful businessman, offers Cobb this impossible job with the promise of a clean slate, Cobb can't resist, because let's face it, who can say no to a get-out-of-jail-free card? The target is Robert Fisher, Cillian Murphy, an heir to a corporate empire. The goal? To plant the idea of dismantling his father's empire. The catch? The idea must seem to originate from Fisher himself. If Cobb succeeds, he gets the chance to return to his children, who by now have probably forgotten what he looks like. Cobb is offered a chance at redemption of wiping the slate clean by a wealthy businessman, Sato. The task? Inception. Planting an idea deep within someone's mind, considered impossible by most. But hey, we're in a movie, so let's roll with it. The target? Robert Fisher, the heir of a corporate empire. The goal? To plant the idea of dismantling his father's empire. The catch? The idea must seem to originate from Fisher himself. If Cobb succeeds, he'll not only have a clean slate, but maybe even a shot at winning Father of the Year, assuming he doesn't get lost in a dream within a dream within a dream, which, let's be honest, is a real possibility. In the first layer, amidst the bustling cityscape, the team faces their inaugural challenge. Picture this, it's a dream crafted by Ariadne, complete with a classic rainy city vibe, just like a scene from a film noir, but with more soggy newspapers. They attempt to abduct Fisher, but oh no, his subconscious projections show up. Basically, his brain's bouncers. Trade mercenaries defending against the intrusion, talk about job security. The action here is intense, like trying to find your way out of a corn maze in the dark while it's pouring rain. The city becomes a battleground with high-speed chases and shootouts, as the team tries to maintain control and drag Fisher deeper into the dream, all while avoiding metaphorical raindrops and literal bullets. In the second layer, they find themselves in a swanky hotel designed by Ariadne. It's all very posh and controlled, but the mission gets as complicated as trying to fold a fitted sheet. Arthur takes the lead here, managing all the little details. Their goal is to convince Fisher he's dreaming and being chased by unfriendly folks, including Browning, who happens to be Fisher's godfather. This psychological manipulation is crucial to planting the Inception, kind of like trying to convince your cat that you're actually a giant mouse. But wait, there's more. We get a zero-gravity fight. As the van from the first layer takes a nosedive off a bridge, the lack of gravity in the real world creates a floating battlefield in the hotel. It's visually stunning and disorienting, like a game of Twister played on the moon. Then comes the third layer, the snowbound mountain fortress, the deepest level of Fisher's subconscious. It's the opposite of the previous layers, both literally and emotionally. Picture a frozen, isolated landscape that matches Fisher's chilly relationship with his father. The fortress is heavily guarded, like trying to get into a theme park without a ticket, symbolizing the heavily fortified barriers around Fisher's deepest insecurities. Now it's a race against time as they navigate this icy maze with ski chases and gun battles that could rival the greatest spy thrillers. It's like James Bond decided to hit the slopes. In the grand finale of this layer, Fisher faces a representation of his dying father in a hospital bed within the fortress. Here, the team executes their plan, leading Fisher to a safe containing a planted memento, which acts like the Inception ignition, the idea that his father wants him to be his own man and not a corporate puppet. This emotional manipulation is the key to the entire operation, striking at the heart of Fisher's subconscious, like a deep tissue massage for the soul. As the mission progresses, unforeseen complications arise, leading Cobb and Ariadne to venture into limbo, an unstructured dream space that represents the raw, unfiltered subconscious. Limbo is vast, desolate, and disorienting, like trying to find your car in a crowded parking lot on a Monday morning. Here, they confront not only the remnants of Cobb's guilt-ridden memories of Mal, but also the risks of getting lost in an infinite dream. This realm is visually distinct from the other layers, a world of endless horizons and crumbling cities, symbolizing the fragmented nature of the deepest memories and thoughts, which is a lot like trying to remember where you left your keys after a night out. The escape from the dream layers is a complex process involving synchronized kicks, jolts back to consciousness, across the different levels of the dream. This sequence is masterfully crafted, with Nolan interweaving the different layers to create a crescendo of suspense and excitement, like trying to juggle multiple plates at a circus, but with more explosions. In the climax, as the team awakens layer by layer, Cobb stays in limbo to find Sato, who has been lost in the dream world for what feels like decades. It's a poignant moment as Cobb honors his promise to Sato, ensuring their return to the real world, because after all these dreams, who wouldn't want to get back to reality when the coffee is real, the bills are real, and the traffic is, unfortunately, very real. Herein lies the brilliance of Nolan's narrative. Each dream layer represents a deeper dive into the subconscious, with time stretching out and reality becoming more fluid. It's a concept that not only challenges the characters, but also the audience's perception of what is possible within the confines of the mind. It's like trying to explain Wi-Fi to your grandparents. You know it works, but it's tough to grasp. As Cobb and his team journey through these layered realities, they confront not only physical dangers, but also the ethical implications of their actions. Their quest blurs the lines between right and wrong, questioning the morality of manipulating someone's deepest thoughts and desires. This moral ambiguity adds another layer of complexity to the film, inviting viewers to ponder the consequences of unchecked power over the human psyche, which is a bit like trying to teach a cat to walk on a leash. It might work, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. The film concludes with the team waking up on a flight, their mission accomplished, proving that even dreams can have better on-time performance than some airlines. Sato makes a phone call, presumably to clear Cobb's name, because apparently in the world of corporate espionage, a phone call can undo years of clandestine activities. Cobb heads back home to his children, but Nolan leaves us with a final question. Cobb spins his totem atop, but the film cuts to black before we can see whether it falls, leaving the audience to wonder if Cobb is still dreaming or has finally returned to reality, or maybe he's just practicing for the Dream Olympics. Speaking of dreams, let's talk about the soundtrack, shall we? Inception doesn't just have a soundtrack. It has a mood-altering, reality-bending, and possibly coffee-replacing auditory experience. The use of Edith Piaf's Non Je ne regrette rien serves as a thematic nod to Mal's French background and Cobb's regrets, as if the characters needed a French anthem to remind them of their inner turmoil. And Hans Zimmer's score? It's so hauntingly evocative that you'll start wondering if your alarm clock could have a soundtrack too. Maybe some soothing violins to ease you into the day. Now let's dive into the dreamception, where dreams within dreams are the norm, because why have one dream when you can have a dream sandwich? Nolan orchestrates this intricate dance of dream layers, each with its own rules, like trying to juggle multiple flaming torches, except the torches are dreams and they're on fire. The tension keeps building and you're on the edge of your seat, just like when you're trying to untangle your earphones without losing your sanity, which is basically a mini dreamception. Nolan loves to mess with our heads about what's real and what's just a dream. Inception is like a funhouse of storylines, with each layer adding another twist, making you question reality more than that time you walked into a room and forgot why. The characters aren't just on a mission. They're dragging their emotional baggage through dreamland like tourists with oversized suitcases, and you thought overpacking for a vacation was bad. And those action scenes, they defy physics so much that you'll start wondering if you should reevaluate your career choices and become a dream architect, because who needs physics when you have dreams? But wait, there's more. Inception isn't just about dreams, it's about deep stuff, like the meaning of reality, the power of an idea, and how complicated the human mind can be, which is a lot like pondering the meaning of life while eating a sandwich. It's a journey into the human psyche, exploring themes of grief, guilt, and redemption, as if your therapist suddenly turned into an action hero mid-session, complete with explosions and emotional breakthroughs. And as a cinematic experience, Inception is like a roller coaster ride through a library of Sigmund Freud's dreams. It's got the brainy bits of a psychological drama mixed with the adrenaline rush of a heist movie, all set against a backdrop of sci-fi wonderland. The plot is so complex that you might need a map, a flashlight, and possibly a PhD in dreamology to fully grasp it. But that's what makes it a wild intellectual joyride, like trying to solve a puzzle while riding a roller coaster blindfolded. Now the film's ending. Oh boy, Nolan sure knows how to keep us guessing. It's like he left us with a riddle wrapped in an enigma, with a side of what's for dinner. We watch Cobb spin that top, and then bam, cut to black. Is he stuck in a never-ending dream, or did he finally make it back to reality, or maybe he's just practicing for a dream spinning championship? It's the ultimate conversation starter at dinner parties, right up there with how about that weather?